Hi, Julia.
Hi, Joel.
You know what? This is our 13th year working together. This month is 13 years working together. So happy anniversary.
Thank you. I remember meeting you at a breakfast for, I forget the name of the organization. It
Um,
was a
it was at the
huge,
ABA,
an ABA reception.
right?
And I remember getting up with my roller skates and trying to urge people to have more fun.
Yes.
I
And it was a
think
very serious
it was
crowd.
an extremely serious intellectual crowd. And I, I definitely was not their cup of tea.
So I am going to ask you some questions about the artist's way and about how you use the artist's way, and also how we can all maybe get some tips about how to use the artist's way more successfully in our own lives.
Okay,
The first thing I want to ask is about morning pages journals. Morning pages journals. When do you do your morning pages?
in the morning, first thing.
First thing. Do you do them in bed?
No, I have a big leather writing chair, and I get up in the morning, I go to the kitchen and get a cup of cold coffee made the night before, and I take a big mug of coffee and my morning pages journal, and I settle into my writing chair, and I usually look at the clock and just out of curiosity of how long it's going to take me each day to do them. And then I start in, and I find that sometimes it's quick, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. The
Really?
answers will come to us.
And I know that you use the morning pages journal,
Yes,
actually, that we publish. You designed this in a sense for yourself.
yes, and I just love it. The paper is heavy and substantial feeling and doesn't show through one side to the other. Uh, and it's big enough that you can sort of let yourself go a little bit. With the problem with small journals is that you make small thoughts to match the size of the pages.
Ah,
You sort of shrink um, the format of your thinking.
yeah.
And this size is big enough that you can say whatever you need to want to say. Right now, I'm working on a book for you, which is a creative diary, and I'm doing it in a morning pages journal. I'm doing it all by longhand, and then I'll get it typed afterward.
That's great. The reason I bring it up too is I wonder if people sometimes look at the journal and think it was just something the publisher created, but this is something you literally created for yourself.
Well, I was buying very expensive journals. There was a period where they had journals with covers that were precious and semi-precious stones. So you could get a malachite journal, or you could get an amethyst journal. And they cost $18, and they didn't last a month. They didn't have enough pages, but they were just so beautiful. But I got fed up with paying $18 for 3 weeks worth of pages. And that's when I said to you, we must make something that has enough pages in it that it's really a substantial thing.
Now, I have gone to many of your talks over the years, and I think that at every single talk during the Q&A portion, somebody has asked this question. So I thought it'd be good to ask now, which is, do I have to write them in longhand? Can I use my computer to do my morning pages journal?
Well, I tend to say do them in longhand, because when you work on your computer, you tend to go very quickly. And so you sort of get speed and distance, but you don't get depth. When you are writing by hand, it connects you to your emotions. You really feel what you're feeling as you write it. And I just feel that they give you a more accurate perception of your life if you do them by hand.
Are there any special tips for people to know in doing their morning pages journals so that they do them and get as much from them as possible?
No. I don't think that there's such a thing as a wrong way to do morning pages, and there's no such thing as a right way to do morning pages. They are simply stream of consciousness. So they might be, I'm awake and I'm tired and I'm grumpy, And I didn't call my sister back yesterday, and I forgot to buy kitty litter. They skitter all over the place. It's as if you have ADD. And it's like you're taking a little whisk broom to all the corners of your consciousness, and you're sort of whisking, this is what I'm thinking about, this is what I'm thinking about. It's as if you're saying to the universe, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. This is what I want more of, this is what I want less of. And the universe tends to cooperate with what you spell out in your pages.
You also once said, I think, that you can also give a voice to the inner critic so that you can kind of get it out and get it out of the way.
Well, I do a couple forms of writing. I write my morning pages, and then I ask for guidance, and I listen for the answer, and I write it out. And that guided writing seems to be from a source that's wiser and a gentle, wise, elderly source. I want to say that the guidance appears to come from somewhere other than myself. It answers questions more wisely, more succinctly. I remember when I was having trouble dealing with my ex-husband, and my morning pages guidance was just love him. And I thought, this is very difficult guidance. But I tried to follow it, and it did turn out to be proper.
Yeah.
But in terms of writing with your censor, as you write your morning pages, you'll hear a negative voice that says, oh, you're so petty. Oh, you're so grumpy. Oh, you're so inarticulate. And this is your censor. And sometimes you can pause and say to your censor, would you like to just have the floor for a minute? And then you give your censor the floor, and the censor says, you write short, stumpy little sentences. You aren't grounded. You know, it has a whole little laundry list of things that it feels. And after it is done sort of diatribing at you, you say, well, thank you for sharing. And you keep right on going.